Body cam study shows no effect on police use of force or citizen complaints. Pinell Greenfield Boyce, October 20, 2017. Having police officers wear little cameras seems to have no discernible impact on citizen complaints or officers' use of force, at least in the nation's capital. That's the conclusion of a study performed as Washington, D.C., rolled out its huge camera program. The city has one of the largest forces in the country, with some 2,600 officers now wearing cameras on their collars or shirts. We found essentially that we could not detect any statistically significant effect of the body-worn cameras, says Anita Ravishankar, a researcher with the Metropolitan Police Department and a group in the city government called the Lab at DC. I think we're surprised by the result. I think a lot of people were suggesting that the body-worn cameras would change behavior, says Chief of Police Peter Newsham. There was no indication that the cameras changed behavior at all. Perhaps, he says, that is because his officers were doing the right thing in the first place. In the wake of high-profile shootings, many police departments have been rapidly adopting body-worn cameras, despite a dearth of solid research on how the technology can change policing. We need science, rather than our speculations about it, to try to answer and understand what impacts the cameras are having, says David Yocum, director of the lab at DC. His group worked with local police officials to make sure that cameras were handed out in a way that let the researchers carefully compare officers who were randomly assigned to get cameras with those who were not. The study ran from June 2015 to last December. This is a very methodologically rigorous study. It is very well done. And that's not a small issue, because there have been many studies of body-worn cameras that are not rigorous, says Michael White, a researcher at Arizona State University who has studied body-worn camera programs in Tempe, Arizona, and Spokane, Wash. It's to be expected that these cameras might have little impact on the behavior of police officers in Washington, D.C., he says, because this particular force went through about a decade of federal oversight to help improve the department. They're hiring the right people, they've got good training, they've got good supervision, they've got good accountability mechanisms in place, White says. When you have a department in that kind of state, I don't think you're going to see large reductions in use of force and complaints, because you don't need to. There is no large number of excessive uses of force that need to be eliminated. The big question about cameras now is, White says, is it worth the cost? Besides buying the actual cameras, cash-strapped police departments have to pay to store and manage many thousands of hours of video footage. I think a big part of the answer to that question is going to come from what the police department and the community want to accomplish with the rollout of body-worn cameras. The results of this study call into question whether police departments should purchase body-worn cameras at all, says Harlan Yu, who works for an organization called Upturn that studies how technology affects civil rights and social justice issues. This is the most important empirical study on the impact of police body-worn cameras to date, Yu says. If cameras don't decrease use of force, don't decrease the number of misconduct complaints and don't change officer behavior, then what are we adopting cameras for? He notes that a lot of recent footage showing police violence has come from bystander video, not officer body cameras. And while cameras have had neutral effects in Washington, D.C., Yu says the devices might have harmful effects in places with policies that, say, allow officers to review footage before writing their initial reports of violent incidents. Despite this study's results, the nation's capital has no plans to get rid of its cameras, according to Newsham. I am a little concerned that people might misconstrue the information and suggest that the body-worn cameras have no value. I don't think that this study suggests that at all, he says. In his view, the cameras have helped his department enormously after contentious encounters like a recent one on Christmas, when police officers fatally shot a man who was brandishing a knife. Some had suggested the man was not armed, but Newsham says the video shows otherwise. I think it's really important for legitimacy for the police department, says Newsham, when we say something to be able to back it up with a real-world view that others can see. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser says in a statement that the city invested in one of the most comprehensive deployments of body-worn cameras in the nation to ensure even greater transparency and accountability. As we conclude this comprehensive study, we will recommit ourselves to always evaluating what works and what does not to better serve our residents and creating a safer, stronger DC. Copyright 2017 NPR. To see more, visit http://www.npr.org. Ari Shapiro, host. A wearable camera is increasingly a routine part of police officers' uniforms. That's despite a shortage of solid research on how the technology affects policing. Now a large study in the nation's capital has turned up some unexpected findings. NPR's Nell Greenfield-Boyce has our report. And a warning, it contains audio from a violent police encounter that some may find disturbing. Nell Greenfield-Boyce, byline, Washington, D.C., has one of the biggest police forces in the country. All of its uniformed officers now wear cameras. They turn them on when they respond to incidents like this one. 911 callers said a woman was being attacked by her boyfriend, who had a knife. Soundbite of archived recording. Unidentified officer, put the knife down. Unidentified woman, okay. He's alright. He's alright. Unidentified officer, go on back. Put the knife down. Unidentified woman, he's alright. He's alright. Unidentified officer, put the knife down. Unidentified woman, he's alright. He's alright. Greenfield-Boyce, the video shows police officers urging the woman to move away as the boyfriend approaches. And then an officer fired. Soundbite of gunfire. Greenfield-Boyce, the man later died. It was Christmas Day. With cameras in DC capturing all kinds of police interactions from intense ones like this to routine traffic stops, the question is, have the cameras changed officers' behavior? David Yocum runs a scientific research group in the city government called the Lab at DC. David Yocum, we need science rather than our speculations about it to try to answer and understand what impacts the cameras are having. Greenfield-Boyce, his team worked with police officials during the cameras rollout to create two groups, cops randomly assigned to get cameras and cops who worked without cameras. There were more than 2,000 officers in all. The study period lasted about 7 months. Researcher Anita Ravishankar says they analyzed how cameras influenced all kinds of stuff, citizen complaints, use of force, whether cases were prosecuted. Anita Ravishankar, we found essentially that we could not detect any statistically significant effect of the body-worn cameras. Greenfield-Boyce, in this city, the cameras had no discernible impact. Harlan U., this is the most important empirical study on the impact of police body-worn cameras to date. Greenfield-Boyce, Harlan U. is with Upturn, an organization that studies technology and civil rights issues. He says the study is very well done, and maybe cash-strapped police departments should think twice before buying cameras. Because if cameras don't decrease use of force, don't decrease the number of misconduct complaints and don't change officer behavior, then what are we adopting cameras for? Greenfield-Boyce, some say cameras could have benefits that weren't captured by the study. DC Police Chief Peter Newsham says his department was surprised by the study's findings. But he worries people will come away thinking the cameras are worthless. Peter Newsham, I don't think that this study suggests that at all. Greenfield-Boyce, he says, take that police shooting on Christmas. Some had questioned whether the man who was killed was actually holding a knife. Newsham says the video shows one in his hand. Newsham, and I think it's really important, for legitimacy for the police department, which is really kind of the most important thing that we can have, is our legitimacy. Greenfield-Boyce, that's why he says the cameras are here to stay. Nell Greenfield-Boyce, NPR News. Soundbite of Wolf aka Black D song, intro radio skit, transcript provided by NPR, Copyright NPR.
Need a car? Don't forget to stop by carmarshal.com where you can scout through over 100,000 new and used car vehicles. Take a look around. Get you a new affordable car. carmarshal.com.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So, yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself, 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push a thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran on, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran on no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.